Hi, ladies. It's Doona here. Thanks so much for joining me for our postnatal self-care yoga series in August. These classes are designed to help you release any tension, discomfort, helping to regain more strength and flexibility. So before we begin, congratulations. I just had my baby as well, and I'm noticing a lot of tension in the shoulders, the back, and my neck from nursing. So today's focus is going to help you release those areas as well as gain more flexibility for all nursing mothers, whether you're breastfeeding or formula feeding. Okay. So with that said, we're going to get started in a comfortable seated position, just like this. You feel free to grab your bolster, blankets, your 2 blocks, a strap, as always. And as you come into this comfortable seated position, just go ahead and rock your sides side to side. Okay, make sure both cheekbones are firmly grounded into the floor. Relax your hands on top of your thighs, whether your palms are down or facing up. Then relax the shoulders down your back, elongating through the back of your neck. So there's a lot of space between your ears and shoulders. Then close your eyes, relax your jaw. Relax your eyelids, and let's take a deep breath in through your nose and a big open mouth exhale, sigh it out. Good. On your next inhale, I want you to focus on growing your spine, fixing your posture, lengthening. And as you exhale, see if you can relax your shoulders even more. Good. One more time. Inhale. Draw your belly in, lift your chest up high, and exhale, relax your shoulders. Good. Gently blink your eyes open. Please stay with this breathing throughout the next 30 minutes, helping you to stay present. Then on your next inhale, you're just going to roll your head in big circles. Again, taking your inhales and your exhales slowly. So again, whether you're nursing, breastfeeding, you should start to notice a lot of rounding in your upper back, getting into that flexion position, dumping your shoulders, crunching your neck. So this is a great way to release any discomfort. Okay, keep your chin tucked towards your chin and then switch sides. Make even bigger circles, allowing the shoulders to drop down. Nice and gentle. You don't want to yank or pull your neck. Let it be soft. One more here. All right, come back to center. Then just begin to roll your shoulders in big circles. So as you lift your shoulders up towards your ears, draw your shoulders behind you, coming into a slight extension. So drawing the shoulder blades slightly towards each other, opening up through the chest, broadening through your collarbones. Good. Go ahead and switch directions. So just warming up the body here. Today's class is going to be a little bit more gentle, more grounding, lots of stretching. All right, come back to center. Now go ahead and drop your right ear towards right shoulder. Place your right hand on top of your left ear area. Without yanking your head down, you're just going to guide the nice stretch into that left side. Okay, you could also place your left fingertips next to your left hip and feel that nice stretch on that left side. Breathing. Good. And then come back to center. Same thing on the other side. Left ear towards left shoulder. Left hand on top of right ear. The more you walk your fingertips further out from your hips, the more length you'll feel. Good. Inhale. Come back to center. Swing your right hand behind your neck. Right hand, or rather left hand, behind your lower back. Okay, coming into a cow face position. Feel free to stay here with your palms just behind your back. You could also grab your strap or maybe hook your fingertips. Sitting up tall, fixing your posture. Keeping the belly in so there's no arching in the lower back. Inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Good. Go ahead and roll out your shoulders one more time here before we switch direction or switch sides. All right. Left hand behind your neck, right arm underneath. You'll notice one side feels tighter than the other. As you're nursing or, bottle feeding or breastfeeding, you'll notice that you're dominant on one side. So yoga is going to help you really find that balance. Breath in. And as you exhale, slowly release. Good. Go ahead and roll out your shoulders one more time here. Good. And then switch the opposite ankle on top. Again, shimmy out any goodness out of your sit bones. And let's take a gentle seated twist to the right. Right hand behind your back, left hand on top of right thigh. Inhale, sit up tall, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, peel your right shoulder back. So really focus on opening up your chest towards the right side of your mat. And then notice if you're arching your lower back. I want you to keep grounding the tailbone down. Go ahead and switch sides. Make sure you're breathing. It's really easy to lose the breath. But remember, yoga is all about the breathing, staying present, being free of tension. Good. Come back to center. All right, let's come into tabletop position. Come onto all fours. Hands shoulder width apart, wrist right underneath your shoulders. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, gaze all the way up. And then notice if you're dropping your ears towards your shoulders, I want you to lift the chin away from the chest, shoulders down, away from the ears. And as you exhale, round your back. Straighten your arms, but if you tend to hyperextend like me, I don't want you to lock the elbows. Just put a micro bend. So you'd never want to lock the joints. Keep rounding through the upper back. Pull the belly button in. Good. About 5 more times on your own. Inhales to arch. Remember, when you're doing your back bends, arch more from your thoracic spine rather than your lower back. And exhales to round. Go as slow as you need. Take your time. You could also speed it up a little bit more, just a tad bit more, not too fast. About 1 more. Take your time. Remember, you could always pause the videos at any time if you like to do more cat and cow poses. All right, coming back to your tabletop position. Inhale, stretch your right arm high, gaze past your right shoulder. And as you exhale, thread the needle. Right arm underneath your left armpit, relax your right cheek. Either straighten your left arm forward. Option 2, reach your left hand up towards the ceiling, then flip your palm, bend your elbow for a half bind. Now, whenever you're twisting your body, focus on opening up through the front side of your body, your chest, opening up the chest. So with that said, you got to peel that left shoulder back. Inhale, reach your left arm up. If you took that half bind, plant your left palm and reach your right arm back up again. Reverse the cycle, open the chest, open the shoulders, tabletop position. Okay, let's switch sides. Inhale, reach your left arm high, gaze up, twist, and exhale, thread the needle. Okay, this is not a good shirt to do yoga in. And then do the same thing on the other side. If you took that half bind. Maybe even gaze up towards the ceiling if it's okay with your neck. Inhale, reach your right arm up, plant your right palm. Release that left arm, reach it back up. Tabletop position. Good. Okay. So from here, let's come into our puppy pose. Sorry, I'm just going to fix my shirt here. Okay, so from tabletop position, you're going to reach your right arm all the way forward. Then drop your chest. Option 1, drop your forehead. Option 2, drop your chin. Again, anytime we're doing back bends, focus more on your upper back. So you should feel your shoulder blades drawing in towards each other. You're not forcing it, just allowing your spine to go there naturally. Really great for the shoulders here. Because we're always in that slouch position while feeding our babies. It's really nice to get that back and get the back bends. Do the opposite. Good. All right, let's come back up to tabletop position. Have a seat on your heels. And then just go ahead and roll out your shoulders again. Okay. Reach your right arm underneath your left for eagle arms. Option 1, either back of the hands to touch or palms to touch. Or if it's better for you, you could always grab opposite shoulders. Okay. Inhale, lift your elbows all the way up towards the ceiling. Take that back bend. Keep lifting your lower back up towards your upper back and gaze up if it's okay with your neck. And as you exhale, round your back, connect your elbows to your chest, tuck your chin towards your heart. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, arch, lift up, palms away from your face, stretching out through the arms. And as you exhale, round. Hollow the belly. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Come back to center, release, roll out the shoulders. Eagle arms on the other side. Left arm underneath your right. Option 1, 2, or 3. And then take 3 cat and cow pose on your own. Okay, coming back to a seated position. Release your arms, roll out your shoulders. Let's meet in downward facing dog. So a good alignment checkup in your down dog. You could start from your high plank position, stacking your wrist underneath your shoulders. And then without moving your hands and your feet, push your hips up to down dog, making that upside down V shape with your body. If at all if you really need to shorten your stance, just step your feet maybe 1 or 2 inches forward. So you don't want your down dog to be too short. Hug the belly in, draw the front ribs in. Press evenly into all 10 fingertips. Widen out through the back as well as your chest. Inhale. And then as you exhale, roll over into your high plank position. Either take your chaturanga if you have that in your practice. Otherwise, just go ahead and drop your hips and lift your chest up to modified upward facing dog. So if this is too much for your lower back, I want you to focus on drawing the chest forward. Okay? So keep your lower back healthy. Focus more on back bending through the mid and upper back here. Good. Back to downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. Okay. If you want to take your chaturanga into your upward facing dog, feel free to do so. Shift forward into high plank. inhale, modified upward facing dog. Firm up the thighs, lift the hips, widen through the collarbones. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Good. Last one. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, back to high plank. Keep the core engaged. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the chest forward as much as you need. Shoulders down, away from your ears. Downward facing dog. Good. Walk your feet forward behind your wrist. And let's go ahead and hang out in your first forward fold here. Grab opposite elbows. Bend your knees as much as you need. Feel free to rock your shoulders side to side. Let the head dangle. Good. Release your hands. Squat down for your Malasana. Feet outer hip width apart. Toes points out. Either keep your palms grounded, sitting up nice and tall. Option to grab a block to sit on. Otherwise, hands to heart. Actively press your elbows into your inner thighs, pointing your knees out and away from each other. Let the shoulders melt down. Lift the back of the neck. Inhale. And as you exhale, replant your palms. Wide-legged forward fold. So not too wide, keeping your feet maybe as wide as your mat. Rebend your knees as needed. Relax the head. And this time, I want you to interlace your fingers behind your back. Okay. Now, option one, you could keep your elbows bent. Just keep lifting your hands up towards the ceiling. Otherwise, if you have this in your practice, you can straighten the arms and let the fists fall behind the head towards the ground. You could re-straighten the knees, get more into the hamstrings, feeling that nice release of the lower back with an added shoulder stretch here. Keep the head relaxed, gazes back. Good. Release your hands, second set of Malasana, frog pose. Go ahead and squat low. Stretch into your inner thighs. Drop your left hand next to, straighten your left arm all the way out. And then as you inhale, reach your right arm up and back. So adding that nice twist, opening your spine. Feeling that stretch into your pec muscles, into the shoulders. Finding that nice elongation through your arms. Good. Come back to center. Same thing on the other side. Plant your right hand down. Reach your left arm up. Good. Come back to center. Replant your palms. Let's come back to your forward fold. This time, walk your feet hip width again. Make sure all 10 toes are pointing forward. Plant your left fingertips right underneath your nose. Bend your left knee. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Now, if you have a half bind, you could flip your palm, your right palm, bend your elbow, and maybe hook your right hand between your left thigh, your hip crease. So using the spine to really open that right shoulder. Good. Release, switch sides. You could also grab a block to place underneath your right hand. Good. Release. Third set of Malasana, frog pose. Now this time we're going to add binds. Okay, so if you rather just hold here with your arms extended wide, feel free to stay here. Otherwise, take your half bind. You could stay here. Otherwise, maybe a full bind. And if you have your strap, feel free to grab your strap, but we won't be here for too long. So binds are a great way to open up the shoulders, the spine, the chest. Good. Other side, same thing. Whatever you did on that side, do the same. Again, you're going to notice one side is tighter. So I notice I hold my baby on my left side, my left arm. So I kind of notice my left side a little bit more, feel a little bit more tension, since I'm always using that side. Breathing. Okay, come back to center. Good. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, plant your hands, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, child's pose. Walk your knees as wide as your mat, big toes to touch. Drop your forehead, relax your shoulders. Okay, so you might want to grab your 2 blocks for the next one. If you don't have your blocks today or a blanket, that's okay. You can still do it without a block. But these blocks are just going to help you open up the shoulders a tad bit more. So, because we're slowly starting to get into our practice, you don't want to overdo it, obviously. So just take your time. No need to take it into the deepest level yet. You know your body, so always listen to it. Okay, so while you're in your child's pose, you're going to walk your elbows, bend your elbows, and walk your elbows away from your hips. Okay, so again, if you don't have your blocks, you're doing this on the floor. Then drop your forehead between the blocks, relax your head. Bring your palms together and place your thumb behind your neck. So further you walk your elbows forward, the more stretch you'll feel into the triceps, into your back. Good. Re-straighten your arms. Again, whether or not you have your blocks, you're going to walk your blocks all the way forward with your palms on the block. And then you're going to take another child's pose. You could also bring your chin on the floor. Keep your arms extended. So really reach and lengthen through the outside of your arms. This should feel really nice for your hips and your lower back. Good. All right. Go ahead and release the blocks to the side. Let's come back to downward facing dog. Actually, I'm going to tuck my shirt. Okay. So getting into our deepest shoulder stretch here, Dolphin Pose. If you're not ready for this one, again, because we're slowly starting to get back into our practice, or maybe you're a new student, new to yoga, just hold in your down dog. Down dog is a great way to stretch the arms, shoulders, chest, spine. Great full body stretch. Okay, so if you're ready for this dolphin pose, drop to your forearms. Forearms parallel to one another. You could always bring the elbows slightly in. Press into your elbows to lift your shoulders up, but drop the crown of your head down. So again, inviting a lot of space between your ears and shoulders. Lengthen the spine. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need. Lift the toes if you can. Don't worry about your heels dropping down. We're almost there. Holding for another 3. Breathing for 2. And 1. Child's pose. Good job, ladies. You could rock your head side to side. And bring your right arm underneath your left armpit. Relax your right cheek. Thread the needle in your child's pose. Feel free to close your eyes. This is the time for you to relax. Good. Other side. Relax your left cheek. Relax your hips. Awesome. Come back to child's pose. And let's do second set of puppy pose. Puppy pose is one of my favorite poses. It feels so, so good. So I get into this position, puppy pose, every single day right after I feed my baby. You know, sometimes it takes me a full hour for my baby to latch on. And being in that slouch round position really hurts my back. This posture is going to help you get your posture back, or this pose is going to help you get your posture back. All right, let's roll all the way down onto your belly. Stack your elbows underneath your shoulders. Keep your forearms parallel to one another. Press into your forearms. Relax your shoulders down your back and gaze straight forward. Sphinx pose. If you like to get a little bit deeper, feel free to lift your elbows, coming into seal pose. So again, this is too much for your lower back. I want you to drop back to Sphinx pose. You should never feel any pain, discomfort, tension in your lower back. So we practice yoga to heal our lower back rather than damage it, right? So always listen to your body. And whatever doesn't feel good for you, feel free to skip it. Good. All right, come back. Relax your right cheek all the way down to the floor. Tee out your right arm. Right palm faces down. And then going to roll your body over to the right. Either stack your left leg just on top of your right leg, or plant your left foot behind you, opening up through your hips here. So this pose, you'll notice if you're going too far. You shouldn't feel any pain, discomfort in that right shoulder. This is a deep, deep shoulder stretch. So take it with your own level, your own pace. Other side. If you're on a hard surface, you can always put a blanket underneath that left shoulder. Good. Come back. And then let's rise up to tabletop. And coming into our camel pose. So stand on top of your knees. Knees hip width distance apart. Feel free to grab your blocks with you. This is a deepest back bend that we'll be doing today. Place your hands behind your lower back, fingertips points down. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other and feel your chest open. Then lift your upper back up towards the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone so the quads are active, core is engaged. And as you inhale, lift your chest up a little higher. And as you exhale, gaze up. Lean back, but keep your hips over knees. Okay, so this is option 1. Again, we're slowly starting to transition back to our practice. This might be enough for you. Otherwise, you could grab your ankles. And if you have your 2 blocks, you could grab your blocks as well. Keep the chest open and lifted. Hip stays over knees. And then let's bring your hands back to your lower back. And then slowly rise. Awesome, ladies. All right, go ahead and have a seat. Sit up nice and tall. Notice how you feel in this moment here. Notice how much more open, how much more free you feel. How is your breathing? So just checking in. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Come into your embryo pose. So drop your forehead. Extend your arms next to your side and just relax the entire body. Relax your jaw. So after that deep back bend, it's nice to get into that forward fold, helping to release through the back. All right, ladies. Inhale, slowly rise. Let's go ahead and have a seat. Roll out the shoulders. Roll out the neck again. Good. All right. Extend both legs out in front of you. Scoot your sit bones back. Point your toes straight up. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips. Okay. So we don't want to do this. Okay. This is doing nothing for your spine. You're actually back into that position where you hold your baby. So we're always in this position, right? Feeding our baby. We want to do the opposite. You want to hinge from the hips. Keep the chest lifted. Lengthen through the lower back here. So everything, my back is flat. And then you could get a little bit deeper, keeping the chest lifted, hinging from the hips. Now, your lower back is nice and long. Your hip hinging. So from there, if you want to get deeper, you can relax the head. So you don't want to round or dump the shoulders if there's too much rounding in the lower back. Good. Inhale, slowly rise. Bend your right knee. Cross your right foot over your left thigh. Place your right hand behind your lower back and hook your left elbow on top of right thigh. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, twist. Open your right shoulder. Keep your left foot flexed. Actively press your left elbow into your right thigh. Come back to center. Other side. 3 breaths here. Keep the shoulders down. Good. Come back to center. Scoot your hips forward, bend your knees, and let's lower all the way down onto our backs. Hug your right knee into your chest. Drop your left leg down. Feel free to make some circles with your right knee. And cross your right knee over your body. Supine twist. Tee out your right arm and gaze past your right shoulder. This is also one of my favorite poses. So even if you have 1 minute, 5 minutes, maybe choose 1 or 2 poses that we did today. This one is a good one to do every single day. Just doing this for a minute or so on each side is going to make a big difference. Good. Other side. Left knee into your chest. And cross your left knee over your body. So scoot your hips slightly to the left as well. So that when you twist your body, your shoulders are in line with your hips. Gaze past your left arm. One more breath. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come back to center. Awesome. All right, ladies. Let's take your Shavasana. your well-deserved Shavasana. Drop your legs, relax your arms, open your chest. Notice your jaw. Are you tensing up? Can you soften your cheekbones, your forehead? Ladies, stay here as long as you need. You deserve this so much. But if you're ready to move on, we'll meet in a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. Place your palms on top of your thighs. Notice how your posture is now. Did you right away dump your shoulders around your back? Or did you notice more openness, more length in your spine? Notice how you feel in this moment. Thank you so much for joining me here today, ladies. And again, congratulations. Namaste.